Hello, my name is Morgan. Today I am joined by Mr. Brian Perry. How are you?
I'm fine. How you doing today?
I'm good, I'm good. And you are an organizer with Black Wall Street, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Black Wall Street Rally, yes.
Okay, how long have you been involved in Black Wall Street Rally?
So I've been a part of the team since the inception. We've done things here in Tulsa previously, but we're all Tulsans. Tulsa is home, and we've come to the realization that we have a city that's full of a lot of great culture and a lot of great history. And for us, that centers around what was, Black Wall Street, what is Black Wall Street. And more than anything, we felt like we wanted to spotlight and bring people, to Greenwood to basically feel the Greenwood spirit.
Okay. And when did this begin, the Black Wall Street Rally?
So the rally is going on this is the fourth year for the rally.
Okay.
We've been growing every year, expanding every year, looking to grow even bigger and bring people to Tulsa and get to experience Tulsa.
Absolutely. So I guess my first question would be, are you one of the original founders of the rally?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
what made you guys, you and some of the other organizers with the rally, what made you guys want to start Black Wall Street Rally?
So the start for the rally really came about from the standpoint of first of all, we're motorcycle enthusiasts. We travel and go to different events across the country. And one of the things that we found is that whenever you're going somewhere else, you're kind of learning the history, you're kind of getting the vibe of it. And we just felt like, well, what about home? We need to get people to understand Tulsa. And so with the centennial of the Tulsa Race Massacre, in 2021, we had a lot of people that were coming from out of town just to experience Greenwood because a lot of people didn't know about Black Wall Street and didn't know the history of the Greenwood District. And we felt that, why don't we combine the two? Our love of the events that we are currently a part of and also providing people the opportunity to come and be a part of our experience. If you've ever been down on Greenwood, there's a feeling there. There's a spirit there that still lives on. Not talking about what happened previously. We're talking about, what it is today. And the other thing we wanted to do was we wanted to create an event in the spirit of that community, but we also wanted to bring that spirit to the forefront. So we have financial literacy and economic empowerment components and sessions that we host during the rally.
But how do you think this event differs from all of the other events that already exist when it comes to Black Wall Street?
Our event is a little bit different because we're really trying to spotlight Tulsa, to be perfectly honest with you. We're trying to get tourism and visitors to come and basically immerse themselves in Tulsa. That's one of the things we've done to expand the event this year. We always run into people asking us, hey, well, what should I do when I'm in town? I'm coming to the event, I'm gonna go to the festival, I'm gonna see the vendors, I'm gonna walk through Greenwood, I'm gonna get a history tour, but what else should I do? And so now we're kind of looking to expand the event by doing some directed events, some activations at different places around town so that folks are kind of seeing Tulsa through the lens that we see Tulsa.
Do you have any ancestral history to anyone that was, whether in the Tulsa Race Massacre or just who, are natives of North Tulsa, the Greenwood District?
I do actually. That's a great question. So I learned the story of Black Wall Street, not just the massacre, but I learned the story of Black Wall Street from my godfather. He was a child. He was 6 years old in 1921. And so as a youngster, he pulled myself and his son to the side, and he really was basically instilling in us the spirit of the community that he knew as a young boy. And coming out of that, the spirit of the community that he knew as a survivor of the horrific events back then. And so what he was really wanting to teach us and ingrain in us is that the spirit of community is what makes us individuals to a collective. And that's one of the things for me that makes me want to be a part of the event. Proud to host the event, proud to have people come to Tulsa and just be a part of it. Because when you're there, like I said, there's a spirit to Greenwood that still exists today.
You mentioned a great point that a lot of times people when they think of about Black Wall Street, they only know the Tulsa Race Massacre. But with your knowledge from your family, what are some things that you think may have been forgotten or, kind of lost when it comes to the excellence that was Black Wall Street?
That's a word that we use all the time, excellence, and it was about excellence of community. It was about the resilience of community. Due to the societal norms of the time, we as people of color were excluded from a lot of things, but that community was about growing, being prosperous, and creating that excellence. And that's one of the things that we try to get across in our financial literacy sessions and our economic empowerment sessions, even in some of the other events that we've started now with the rally. And so it's about that community excellence, because that's in the spirit of what was Greenwood.
What would you say real justice looks like for Greenwood, beyond some symbolic gestures?
Well, I can talk specifically about the economic empowerment sessions that we have. We have, one-on-one discussions, laying it out in the open of how do you create a modern day Greenwood? I mean, we're not specifically talking about how do we bring that district back per se, but how do you take the lessons from that model and transform it into what we can do in today's times. And so that's building a spirit of community, understanding the economics of building small businesses or individual and personal wealth building and things of that nature. And so these are things that have to be discussed so that, for one, people can have the information, take it back to their lives or their communities, and basically, create that spirit to be something new, something for this time.
I want to ask you, do you think that there's a balance when it comes to what we can do in our community when it comes to empowering residents in the Greenwood area and in North Tulsa and just Tulsans in general, and as well as the local and federal government when it comes to recreating that excellence that was Black Wall Street? There's a balance, right?
There is a balance, and it has to start with investing and putting into our youth. We have to, just as I was saying before with my godfather, he invested history and culture and family into us, being the younger men of the family. And so we have to do that with our youth. We have to let them know that there is a history that they helmed from, that they came from, it was prosperous. It's about excellence. It's about not settling for anything besides the best. It's about being meticulous about your education, being meticulous about having a path for the next part of your life, be it after primary education to college or doing something to better the community. And so we have to work with our youth. We have to invest in our youth. We have to also try to get as much information between ourselves to better each person.
And you said this is the fourth year of Black Wall Street Rally. So with these financial literacy classes that you've mentioned, and there's a lot of different, entrepreneur initiatives going on around town. They just opened a hub, and there's one, I believe, in North Tulsa, and some that are emerging. Are you seeing this kind of entrepreneur spirit that once existed in Greenwood?
I mean, I do. I mean, if you look at current Greenwood, there are new businesses that are opening down there, right now. I mean, there are some businesses that are going to be opening, right before our event, which is starting next week. And so, when you see new businesses and new things starting up, you have a good outlook for the future. But when you bring in individuals from all over the country, I mean, last year we had participants that registered and attended from 42 different states. We've had people come from overseas that are Harley riders that basically rent a Harley Davidson and ride across the country and make our event one of those events. And so, when you're in the middle of doing something like we are, it's difficult sometimes to recognize everything that's going on. But when year over year, when people are coming back saying, hey, I came to the Black Wall Street rally 2 years ago and I saw such and such, and I took that back to, St. Louis or to California or wherever it may be that they came from, that's where you see the impact.
So you would say this event is reaching outside of just Tulsa?
It reaches outside of Tulsa. It does a lot for the city of Tulsa from a tourism and economic impact. You're going to talk about different restaurants, different facilities that are going to be well populated the next few days. Our registrations already are over 1,200 different people that are just already pre-registered. We'll have hundreds more people that will register on site. So these folks are going to be, like I say, coming to Tulsa and experiencing, Tulsa landmarks, Tulsa restaurants, things that you can only do in Tulsa. And that's one of the ways that we try to, focus to our rally attendees. Come and experience the city. We want you to come and do that because we want you to learn something and come back year over year.
What's one thing you think every viewer or listener should do after watching this interview to carry the message of Black Wall Street forward? And I want to say, I think what you guys do well is highlight what's happening now. We know the tragedy that happened, and we know the greatness that was Black Wall Street. But I think sometimes that can undermine what's happening now.
Okay.
And there is progress, of course, that has to be made and investments that have to be made. But when it comes to now and the future, what's one thing you would tell to, listeners or viewers when it comes to, carrying on that message of Black Wall Street?
Well, we want you to come out. It's an event for everyone, first and foremost. It's in the spirit of unity and community, like I talked about previously. We've got events and vendors to cater to just about everybody under the sun. Obviously, we call it the Black Wall Street Rally. There's going to be a lot of motorcyclists there, but our event has even evolved. We're doing things with folks that are part of the rodeo community. We're basically inviting folks that don't even ride motorcycles to come and put the boots on the ground, if you know what I'm talking about. And so, there's going to be a street festival, dancing. Come out in the spirit of just wanting to have a good time, but also we have a purpose. We have multiple purposes. We even have a golf tournament that we do now, that we do on Friday, that expands our reach. And the biggest thing that I want people to understand is just come out and be a part, and get the opportunity to just be in that cherished area and feel that spirit.
You guys do this annually. Are there things that you do on a regular basis and engage in the community and the youth?
Well, to start with, our golf tournament. So we do a golf tournament this year. This is our second year doing a golf tournament. Our golf tournament basically provides resources to junior golfers from underserved and underrepresented communities, to provide them with the resources that they need to be better competitive golfers. And then we track those individuals, over the year. We were able to support 2 young ladies last year that were able to play competitively and have multiple top 10s in their age groups. We have a wonderful support of our sponsors that are helping us do that. And for the rally, what we're doing after the rally ends is preparing for next year. There are so many people that are saying, hey, what's next? What are you going to do? This year, we're moving out, doing things a little bit more around Tulsa, focusing on some sites around Tulsa like Mother Road Market. We're looking to expand what we're doing with the golf tournament. We want that to be a huge regional event, to support and grow our junior golfers. And besides that, we just kind of go back to the drawing board and find ways to give our guests that come to Tulsa a great experience while they're here and a reason to come back and learn and experience even more.
Is there anything that Tulsans can do, or anyone who may see this or have visited Black Wall Street, is there anything they can do now to kind of help you guys push forward your goal?
Come out, find us, find one of the folks that are putting this event on and support what we're doing, either through sponsorships or attendance. We've got volunteer opportunities. If you would like to come out and volunteer, like I say, there's going to be, thousands of folks that are going to be down there that are already registered and coming to enjoy the event. There are going to be a large number of vendors come out and, maybe support those vendors. Meet some new people from around the country because, like I said, we're going to have riders from all over the country, and that number keeps growing every year. There are some groups that make this one of their national events. And, you know, as if you go anywhere, you know, experiencing and getting to be around new people, having a great time, you know, spending some time outside in some great weather, you can't beat that.
You can't beat that. So last thing, tell us when it's happening, where people can find more information, all that good stuff.
So the Black Wall Street Rally starts next Thursday, that's May 15th. It goes through Saturday, May 18th. Our golf tournament is Friday, May 16th. For information about the rally, you can go to www.blackwallstreetrally.com. For information about the golf tournament, it's www.blackwallstreetgolf.org. We have a few spots still available. We'd love for you to come out and play with us.
Y'all hear that? A few spots available. Thank you so much, Mr. Perry.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.